Should I do a thumbnail like me puking? Oh shit, no, I actually have to puke. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Karina. I missed you guys so much. First of all, I just want to thank all of you guys for such overwhelming love and warmth and kindness and support and congratulatory messages on my last video, which if you haven't seen it, please see it because this video will not make sense if you haven't watched it. I know lots of you guys are also in the same boat as me and you guys would like to know more about pregnancy and especially the realities or maybe the ugly truths about pregnancy that nobody has ever told you but you experienced it anyway. Or for those of you who want to go down this experience down the road and want to know what to expect, this video is for you. Just a kind warning to please put your popcorn down, don't eat anything as you're watching this video because things are about to get real gross and graphic in here, but you know what? That's life. It's the truth of pregnancy and it's life. So yeah, I'm not going to be holding anything back. This is going to be like the real spiel on what actually happens in your first trimester as you're pregnant. Oh, before I start, let me show you my OOTD. I'm really happy about what I'm wearing today. I just want to show you guys. This dress is so comfortable, you guys. It's like the perfect first to maybe like start of second trimester. I'm 14 weeks today and this is what my bump looks like right now. So not really much of a baby bump. So sorry to disappoint those who are waiting for, you know, maternity outfits and like how to style the bump when you're pregnant because I'm looking forward to those too, but it's not gonna be for a while, you know? So you guys have probably heard of morning sickness and that pregnant women go through a phase where they're nauseous sometimes during their first pregnancy. You know what? I'm here to debunk the entire thing because I don't know who came up with the term morning sickness. Gotta be a dude. You know what? Gotta be a dude because it is not actually morning sickness. In reality, it is more like all-day sickness. I think over 60-70% of women actually experience 24/7 nausea. So except for the part where you're sleeping, you constantly feel like you have like motion sickness or ocean sickness or any sort of sickness and you feel like puking. Your first trimester nose suddenly turns into like a bloodhound where you're able to smell what your husband ate for lunch as soon as he walks in the front door, and that is not fun, you guys. Like I've experienced it firsthand. Smelling terrible things and smelling things that smell terrible are a surefire way to start the puking process. So if you can, mamas out there, please keep your area where you're about relatively scent free if you can. Or you guys can cut up some lemon wedges and like keep it, you know, just like hold on to it and like smell it sometimes when you feel like you're about to gag or puke, just like put it to your nose. I've never done that because that is like way too much work for me. I've always just like lie down on the bed. Your sensors are going to be playing tricks on you in the sense that you will feel like you need to eat all the flipping time. And I actually drew a very nice handy Venn diagram. Basically it is if you feel hungry and nauseous, you should probably eat. If you're hungry but you kind of feel bloated and full, you should eat too. And if you're nauseous but you feel bloated and full, you should still eat. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is how I got through my first trimester. No, it makes zero sense. Like, why would you eat when you're full? But trust me, when you're full and you're nauseous, eating something is the best way to curb all the nausea that's happening in your body. So even when you feel super bloated and you're super full but you're still nauseous, maybe nibble on a cracker. The second point, and nobody told me, was you are going to be gagging a lot. I don't mean like gagging in a good way. You guys know what I mean. Everything will make you gag. Smelling something that you hate will make you gag. Smelling something that you used to love but that you now hate will also make you gag. Sometimes I just gag in the middle of like a sentence. Like I don't know the reason why I'm just gagging. It's just my gag reflex, I'm guessing. Oh, I can't even brush my teeth, you guys. And you know what? If I can't brush my teeth for like over 10 seconds, you best be sure that you can't be giving your husband a blowjob. Sorry guys, but like, you know, I'm over here trying to like grow an actual human inside my body. I can't make your dick feel important right now. And the fun part with burps is that sometimes they're quite violent, and a lot of times burps come with food loaded in them. I call them loaded burps. I don't know the scientific name for that. It probably has to do with a lot of the reflex that's happening in your system right now. I don't really know scientifically what to call it. For example, just last night I was eating some grapes after dinner and About half an hour later, I had a sudden, really super violent burp. I thought it was gonna be a burp, so I didn't really like, you know, have anything ready on hand. It came out to be a really loaded burp, so like half the grapes I ate just came out of my mouth, and I had to like run to the bathroom to like clean things off. So it's kind of in between like a mini puke fest and a burp. Loaded burps. So now, every time I feel like I'm about to burp, I have to actually play like burp roulette in my head. I'm like guessing, is this one gonna be loaded? Is this one gonna be just gas? You never know until you burp. Speaking of the inability to stick anything in my mouth, including a toothbrush, did you know that when you're pregnant, your hormones will make your gums bleed? Like, you would think that makes zero sense, but somehow it still happens. Your pregnancy hormones make you more vulnerable to bacteria and plague, both of which makes for tender gums both of which makes for tender gums during pregnancy and can cause gingivitis and tooth decay in some women. Hello? Like, I did not know that getting pregnant and preparing for birthing a child would make my gums be susceptible to all kinds of like gum diseases. Why? I'm like so mad right now. And it's true, every time I brush my teeth, even if I just like brush my teeth for like 5 seconds, somehow I always have blood in it. Always. And what makes me even more mad is that if you're reading like those like scientific articles, they're all like, oh, doctors suggest pregnant women to get their teeth checked. I'm like, someone to probe around in your mouth endlessly while you have the gag reflex on is not something you want to be doing in the first trimester. So I suggest to you guys, if you're really worried about the health status of your gums, at least wait until your nausea subsides and maybe your gag reflex goes away before going to a dentist, because that just calls for like a puke fest in my opinion. Oh, the next one is my favorite. You guys are gonna fart a lot. And I mean like you've never farted before. Sometimes I fart so much that I restrict my husband from coming into the room. I'm like, no, you can't come into the room tonight. You have to like either sleep on the couch tonight or you have to sleep in the spare bedroom, because you just simply cannot enter the room where I just smell like a dumpster. In addition to me actually smelling bad because I haven't showered in like days, the farts, oh my god, it's like next level. Like sometimes I feel like I'm a loose balloon. You know, like when you first release a fully pumped balloon and then it goes like all the way, like it goes like in all corners of your room, just like bouncing about. I feel like that definitely don't feel very pretty. You can definitely blame it on progesterone and relaxin, because those are the two hormones that are coursing through your body right now. Really good for baby, but kind of bad for mom because it also slows down your digestion, which means that you tend to feel a lot more bloated in your tummy area, and you're gonna be more gassy. So you know, gas can either come out through this end or the other end where you're gonna have like violent loaded burps. So you kind of pick and choose. Sometimes you have both going on, gas coming out of both ends at the same time. So that is like a real sexy fest. The next point is constipation. Ladies, we need iron. We already need iron before we're pregnant. Now that we're pregnant, we need even more iron. That's just what the baby requires to have healthy growth in your belly, which is why a lot of the prenatal vitamins that we take will contain a lot of iron, 27 milligrams per day to be exact, and that causes some serious troubles down there, okay? When you have not been to the bathroom in like 4 or 5 days, sometimes even a week, you're gonna get issues where you're so clogged up. Are you guys eating? I told you not to eat. That sometimes it'll just like all come out in a really violent gust, hurting your a-hole as they're coming out.
Oh, Jesus, take the wheel.
In turn, you're gonna get some really sexy hemorrhoids on the way because of the constipation and all the pressure that's built up. So yeah, invest in a good hemorrhoid cream. I have, I think, like 3 or 4 on my counter right now. Next up, we have a decreased sex drive, at least for me. I can't speak for all women because I know some women really like to get it going during their first trimester. Like, girl, props to you, because I definitely can't even think of that because my priority is to not puke especially I don't want to be puking on my partner during sex. And you know, sex is all about that rocking motion. God, that is just like motion sickness on top of my pregnancy sickness, and I'm just like, stop, just like, no. Can you like, if there's a way to have sex without all the rocking motion, girls, you tell me. I'm gonna be all for it, but yeah, until that happens, it's gonna be a no from me. Next up is also a really fun one. You're gonna get hit with a lot of pregnancy and hormonal acne. I had really bad acne when I was a teenager. Like, I would show you guys pictures if I can find them, but I actually think I like burned them all. So now that acne is coming back, it's not as bad as what I had when I was a teenager, but I'll show you a picture of what my skin looks like today. Like, this is what it looks like right now underneath all the makeup. And I don't know why, but I think most pregnancy hormones are concentrated around the jawline area. So yeah, I'm not sure why pregnancy hormones only like to target women's jawlines. Oh, I also get them on my neck, and I also get them on my chest area and my back. So again, super sexy stuff. Not sure what the beneficial of that is for baby. Probably, again, really good for baby, but just sucks for the mom. Since I myself is struggling with hormonal acne right now, I'm trying out a couple products that are safe for pregnancy use, and you know, hopefully it helps to curb the growth of these guys. But let me know if you would like to know like an update to that, like which products help pregnancy acne the most, and I can definitely share with all of you. But yeah, so far I haven't found anything that works. Number 8, we have a really weird one. This one is a really metallic or weird taste in your mouth that you can never shake. So right now, if you're not pregnant, try to taste your mouth like at this very moment. You probably can't taste anything because your hormones are not wired in that way to make it taste like shit.
Bitch, your breath smell exactly like your ass.
But once you're pregnant, oh, you're gonna be feeling like you're chewing on copper pennies all day long. So you have really metallic taste in your mouth. Or in my case, it just tastes like rotten acid. You know how like when you eat some really acidic foods, like if you eat like, I don't know, like a lemon or like some oranges, and then you just like don't brush your teeth for a while and that flavor kind of sits around your mouth. Normally you wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it normally, but now I feel like if I don't eat a gum or a mint immediately after I have something acidic, it just tastes like puke. Like, it honestly just tastes like a mixture of the fruit I ate plus stomach acid all puked up in my mouth constantly, and that just triggers my gag reflex even more. So gums and mints are your best friend. Like, why are we hit with such symptoms? Like, it makes no sense. Like, I understand if it's something that, you know, will help baby grow, but this, I feel like it's just like a really useless side effect.
It's what she deserves.
Oh my God.
Number 9 is something that is very common, and that is frequent peeing. To the point where if you're trying to get a full night's sleep, you won't, by the way, because you also have pregnancy insomnia. Frequent peeing makes it that much worse. I don't exactly know the mechanics of this again, but in first trimester, I think it's due to hormones, because your baby isn't that big yet enough to create an actual physical push down on your bladder like it does in third trimester. That's coming back in the third trimester. But in the first trimester, I think it's purely hormonal that makes you run to the bathroom every 2 hours for a pee, not even for a puke. I feel like for a major half of the first trimester, my time was split between just lying flat on the bed, you know, not having anyone exist near me, and in a bathroom, whether I was puking or I was trying to like clean myself, or I'm peeing, or I'm trying to like get poo out of my system. I would say like in a normal night, I usually get about 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Now I think I get maybe like 6 to 7 broken hours of sleep just because I wake up at least 4 times a night. I'm not even talking about like that 10 p.m. pee where you like pee before you go to bed. I'm talking about after you go to bed and have fallen asleep, you need to wake up 4 times throughout the night to pee. And this is after I've restricted my fluids past a certain time. So after I eat my dinner, I generally don't have any water or any fluids, just because I know that if I have more, I'm just gonna have to wake up more during the night. And that creates a really bad cycle, because then I just get really dehydrated and I don't drink enough water during the day. And then you get a UTI and then you're like FML. The last one I feel like is one that I should really be telling everyone, because this is something that I did not know was a pregnancy symptom until this one. When I was pregnant with Lucas, I also had this symptom, but it wasn't until the 3rd trimester near my labor process that I had it, but this time I had it from the get-go. So like right as I hit 6 weeks, I started having this, and that is nasal congestion. But this gets especially difficult at nighttime when you're trying to sleep and both of your nostrils are clogged up in a way that you're not able to breathe unless you breathe through your mouth. And this adds on to the already insomnia that you're having on top of the frequent peeing. Like, moms just can't get a break, honestly. Like, you're just like up the entire night. Some say that this might be a practice run for when your baby comes into the world and you really do have to wake up like multiple times a night to feed baby, but I still think it's pretty brutal. It gets really bad if you're coupling with other symptoms as well. So for anyone who's interested, this is due to your pregnancy hormones estrogen and progesterone. It increases blood flow to all of your body's mucous membranes, including the nose. The mucous membrane inside your nose swell and gets swollen and gets softened, and what it does is it leads to a stuffy nose. And the worst part is you can't even go to like over the counter and grab any medicated spray that helps with this. The entire thing, you're just like yo-yo. Like, I just feel like you're on your own, you know? Like Y-O-Y-O, yo-yo. Okay guys, so that is just top 10 ugly realities of first trimester that I can think of that happened to me firsthand in both pregnancies. But you know, of course there are many more, like dizziness, fatigue, boobs being really sore, boobs being really veiny, basically just like a nasty repertoire of everything. Hormonal changes gone wrong in your body. Okay guys, with that being said, I do want to put out a disclaimer. I'm very aware of the difficulties and the hardships emotionally and physically that some couples go through just so they can have children. I'm talking about your IVF and all your IUI moms. You guys are the real MVP. And so I don't want this video to feel like I'm not grateful for being pregnant with a baby. So I don't want any one of you guys to think that just because I'm complaining about the symptoms that goes on in first trimester of pregnancy that I'm not grateful to be able to have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby. I feel like at any point in time, whether you're pregnant or not, your feelings are always valid. And just because some people might be going through a harder time doesn't mean that we should belittle our own hardships that we're facing. With this said, I encourage everyone out there to ask me questions, because I feel like a lot of these first trimester woes won't come as such a surprise if only more women talked about it. So yeah, I'm completely an open book. You guys can feel free to ask me anything, TMI or not. I'm always here to guide you and to listen. So yeah, pop your question down in the comments down below. If you have been pregnant or are pregnant right now, I can't wait to hear what your experience has been like the first trimester, so also leave me a comment. Again, very excited to take you guys on this journey with me.